Good morning, good day, and good evening to you, wherever it is that you might find yourself at this beautiful moment in time. Welcome to the Wednesday Wanderer, the show where we unravel the beauty of adventure and creativity one story at a time. This episode is brought to you by Anchor. We are also brought to you by Michael Isbell Media. At Michael Isbell Media, we specialize in online branding and massive campaign content creation for any company or brand to help boost your visibility online. Using the power of content writing, photography, podcasting, and videography to reach your community where they already spend their time and attention. As well as our direct branding and consultation services, we have helped thousands of brands across North America become more efficient and save time and understanding on their creative process by making easy to read and understand digital tools that will walk you through the steps to building out your brand in a massive way off the work you're likely already doing. Shop Michael Isbell features a broad variety of merch that you can pick up to show your support for any of the shows under MBIM's network, such as The Wednesday Wanderer, M&M's for Breakfast, or any of my own content with creative designs constantly being added in for purchase. Be sure to use the coupon code TWWSupport on shopmichaelbisbell.com to receive 20% off your entire purchase, whether that be digital or physical products. That's TWW Support on shopmichaelbisbell.com. Mason Greer is an Iowa City-born, LA residing director, assistant director, and actor working both sides of the camera and fulfilling his passion for filmmaking by creating projects that further his career and talents. In this episode, Mason and I talk a lot about his work as a professional filmmaker, on and off the camera, and some of the recent projects he had completed at the time. We go into movie theater premieres and how crazy extremists have stifled the industry, finding an agent and putting together a reel to get started in the acting industry, doing what you love and how that law of attraction brings the right people into your orbit, and so many other awesome topics. So without further ado, I give you Mason Greer. All right, what's up, Mason? How's it going, man?
I'm living large. How you doing?
Dude, I'm amazing. Like, today's my favorite day of the week because eventually I'll be working from home every single day. Mm-hmm. But right now I have to work remotely only on Wednesdays. So today is my favorite day of the week.
I don't even know what day of the week it is right now.
Oh, man.
What's the day of the week?
Jealous.
Is it Monday?
Jealous.
I think it's Monday. No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Yeah. Soon. I will be there soon. Very, very soon. I'm like 2-3 weeks away. By the time that you're hearing this, I'm already there.
Exactly.
So, you know,
exactly. By the time you're hearing
this. That's the good thing. By the time you're hearing this, I'm definitely already there for sure. Because it's like, I actually just finished the last of the project that we had to finish before I'm able to work remotely full time. I finished the last account today.
Okay.
So, it's done.
You told me briefly on the phone about what you do.
Yeah.
Or what you were doing, now you're transitioning.
Yeah, so I do social media marketing. Yeah,
okay.
I built an agency around that, like an entire department for a pre-existing agency. So instead of building my own company and having to, spend the time and be the CEO and like do all that, and like have the whole business aspect of it, I developed strategy for a company and they basically pay me to use that strategy.
Gotcha.
And I do their marketing. So it's like, win-win kind of a thing,
Gotcha.
So it's like, it's really awesome. I love my position, my relationship there, honestly. Like,
that's awesome.
And it's funny because I found them randomly on an app, just like I found you. It was an app called Jobber, Jobr, and literally swipe left, swipe right if you're not interested, want the job, not want the job.
Really?
And
They Tindered a job site?
Yeah, man. And I got a job. It was great. What can I say? I mean, you got to start somewhere. I started in sales on the phone. Okay. And then I was like, ooh, this sucks. I don't want to talk to people on the phone all day. Yeah, no offense to you guys. You guys are awesome. But, I was in a long distance relationship.
Most of them probably aren't.
I was in a long distance relationship at the time, and like it was like I had to talk on the phone for 8 hours a day sometimes like 10 hours a day, and then I would go home and then have to talk on the phone for like 4 to 5 hours.
And by that point,
you're to like maintain my relationship.
You're like, babe, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm like, one of these things has got to go.
One of these things got to go.
Yeah, like which one is more important? Obviously, she was more important. So
that's good.
You know, I sat down with them and I was like, yo, I need more money and I need to not be doing sales.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I moved to websites. It was great.
Very cool. All right. So that's your overview. That's tight.
Yeah. So, dude, filmmaking.
Yes.
I want to hear all about the shoot that you just had.
All right. So the shoot that I just had, I just got off doing this feature film. I wasn't directing it. I was the assistant director on it. And I was working with the crew that I do with a lot of my films. And so because I work with them, they brought me on to be the assistant director of this horror comedy movie called Fear Farm. How much can I talk about it? I can say that it's funny. It's pretty dope what like we were able to do. We had 10 days shooting, which is insane to shoot a feature film in 10 days.
Yeah.
Essentially,
how long does it usually take?
Well, it depends on the scope of. I'll give you an example. You saw Get Out.
Yeah.
Get Out was between 70 to 20 days of shooting, but it was 15 days of prep. We had 10 days of shooting and 0 days of prep.
Dang.
So that's the difference. And that's a simple movie like Get Out, where it's not huge special effects or anything like that. It's like one location. Yeah. One couple characters just going through. We had a lot of stunts, special effects, practical effects. Yeah. Big fight scenes, big trucks.
Can you say where you were for the?
We were in we stayed in Sacramento, but we were shooting in Davis, California, and places around Sacramento. Okay. So everything was kind of in that area. So and shout out to Sacktown. And
I'm a little bit unfamiliar with that area. What is that? Sacramento's like not San Francisco, right? It's like
close.
It's like south of that, right?
It's south of San Francisco, yeah.
So like how far away? Is it like San Diego to LA, or is it like not that
it's
far?
A little I don't know if it's actually closer or if the traffic's just not as congested. It's probably about an hour and a half from Sacramento to San Francisco.
Okay.
Depending on when you leave and all that stuff. It probably is about the same as San Diego to LA, is what I would say.
Okay. Yeah, it's not so bad at all. How do you like it? I mean, it probably gets cold around this time of the year, right?
Oh, it was so cold up there.
Has it snowed yet? I mean, I know it's snowing in Canada.
No, it didn't.
Obviously.
It wasn't snowing. But, so it was already cold, California cold. I'm from the Midwest, so, it's more like California cold. But it was in its 40s up there. But we were also in a cornfield the entire time. And what I found out when we got there is that it had been raining so much that everything was just so damp there. Yeah. Which then just created this moisture in the air, which made it even colder because all our clothes were wet after being in there for an hour. Right. And so not only is it cold, now we're wet and cold, and we're trying to put on as many layers as we can, and we're just out there with no resource. Yeah, it was crazy.
Dude, but I can't deal with the cold, man. I can't do it.
Because you're from the South originally, so yeah. Yeah. And now you live in California. So.
I can't, man. I just can't. Yeah. It's too much for me. Like, the cold it's like, I understand why people... Joe Rogan has a bit about this that he does, and it's stuck in my head because I totally am like, I feel it, What's that? Where he talks about, there's a reason why all the people from New York are so angry all the time. Because it's so damn cold. Yeah, man. They're just walking around fuck you, like it's cold, I mean, I understand, I can't deal with the cold, it's too much.
You have to grow up with that. Even I grew up with it, and I was still like, this is too damn cold. Nobody should.
How did people survive in the Ice Age?
How did people survive?
Yeah, man, how did they... I mean, I understand there's fire in caves and, wool and stuff, but, bro... That would suck. Can you imagine living in that time period?
Well, I mean, I'm from the Midwest, so it's about just as bad. Yeah. It's -20 in the damn wintertime.
Oh, yeah. So you're from Iowa, right?
I'm from Iowa originally, yes.
Okay, so Iowa, where is Iowa in comparison to the other states?
So it's to the left of Illinois, and it's to the right of Nebraska. Okay. It's below Minnesota, and it's above Missouri. That's all your surroundings.
Okay, above Missouri. I got you. Yes. I know where it's at.
Yeah, you know where Missouri is, yeah.
Yeah. I actually have a lot of family in Missouri. Well, not so much anymore. My grandma just died recently. Like, I think it was like a year ago now.
And she's from Missouri?
Yeah, she was. They're in around St. Louis, I think it was. Okay. Yeah, Springfield? I don't know. I forget the names of them, honestly. Yeah. It's hard to, like, I've been trying so hard to, like, get around here without a map because I'm on a boosted board all the time now. Because I, like, sold my car and, like, went the whole, like, no car way, you know, like, just because I figured out.
You're doing that for real?
Yeah, no, I did, because I figured out mathematically that it cost me, like, $800 a month to just own a car. Because you have, like, $400 for the car payment, $200 for the insurance, $150 for, like, gas, and then, like, $50 a month for, like, maintenance over the over the course of the whole year. And you may not put aside that $50 every month like I do, but, like, it's going to hit you eventually, and then you have to, like, replace the tires or something. It's
something
like,
always happened. I just had to replace a tire.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, honestly, like, I care about the earth. I want to, like, protect it and everything, but, like, it's not even about that. It's just, like, honestly, like, that's too much money to be losing every single month.
Yeah, I mean, like, unless your car can become part of your business and you can write it off. Yeah. It's the only thing that, like...
Yeah, it's like, I'm not...
Helps.
And even then, you can't even write off the whole thing. So it's like...
You could try.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not down to have a car. So I sold it, I got a boosted board, and I'm trying to learn the streets. So,
what's a boosted board?
It's an electric skateboard.
Okay.
Yeah, so it goes like 15 to 20 miles an hour.
I think...
It's incredibly dangerous.
My roommate has that, actually.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. It's amazing. It's awesome. If you want to try it, actually, never mind. I have to replace the belts. One of the belts broke, or I would let you try it. So, never mind on the trying it today. But you'll have to come back sometime.
I will, just so I can try the boosted board.
Yeah, you can try the boosted board. We'll go for a ride. I eventually want to get more of them just because they're really fun. And so whenever I have people over, like, I want to actually be able to be like, yo, let's cruise. It's like, let's go.
Bird service.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like, it's really fun for me because I'm a skater at heart. Like, I mean, I'm not like I'm trying to be a pro skater or anything like that, or not even like broadcasting myself as a skater, but I am a skater in the aspect that that's like been my primary transportation method forever. You know, like ever since high school, I would like, you see that arbor board right there?
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, I used to skate on that and get everywhere when I lived in Tulsa. That's how I got everywhere.
All right.
Same wheels and everything. So they like light up with friction when you go. It's so cool. But yeah, same board, same everything. I've taken care of it like since high school. That's how I used to get around everywhere until I got the boosted board. You know, that was my board. It's good times. Good.
Tulsa, George.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, so it's a little complicated. I was born in Arkansas for like 2 months. Lived in Georgia. Then moved to Arkansas for 2 years, then Oklahoma for 3 or 4 years, I don't remember exactly, and then Arkansas for 6 months, and then here.
Okay.
So like all over the place, you know. It's and I traveled a lot too, so it's like because doing music and everything. So where else have you traveled to other than like, are you from this area or? I know you're from Iowa, like, but what I mean, when you moved to California, like, have you just been here in the like LA, Orange County area?
I haven't traveled as much in California as I would like. I went to Sacramento, obviously, just recently. I went to San Francisco and Oakland. I've been to San Diego, San Marcos. I went for work for a couple different places, Palm Springs area. Type thing, but in terms of like all around traveling, I did a lot when I was really young. Between the ages of 11 to 14, I did majority of my traveling.
Really?
Yeah, I went to 10 different countries, I think, in that time, or something like that.
What countries did you go to?
Norway, Germany, England, Peru, Ecuador, I'm gonna get them. South Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Namibia, and I'm missing one. There was 10. Iceland was later. But anyway, yeah. So I've probably total been to 13 plus countries, I would say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in total.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Never been to Canada, though. Never been
really?
to Canada.
Dude, I'm going to go to Canada very soon.
I've barely been to Mexico.
Oh, really?
I didn't go to real Mexico. Like, it was my senior year in high school when we went to this resort.
Oh, gotcha.
So much fun, but I'm like, this isn't real Mexico.
Yeah.
This is a resort.
It's like the safety Mexico.
It's bullshit.
It's like they put the training wheels on. You know?
Totally.
They're like careful with it. Dude, that is so cool. So like, where do you think is like the coolest place you've ever gone to that you can remember?
I mean, the African countries were awesome. Because I was lucky enough to see the Big Five, which especially now is really, really rare.
Yeah.
With, rhinos being basically gone, and the other animals, usually people don't run into those either. So like when I was lucky enough to go, I was lucky enough to actually see the Big Five on my trip there. But I think Ecuador might have been the coolest, just because the time period in which I went, I was 13, and it was over New Year's. George Bush was president.
Oh, wow.
So during New Year's, they like to burn effigies, and so they took big blow-up, dolls of George Bush and his entire cabinet and, like, started burning them and doing things, and it was just like, oh, this is crazy being an American here, but it was so funny.
Oh, man.
It was heavy, but it was fun, and it was a cool celebration down the streets of Quito, so... Yeah.
Oh, jeez. What do you do as an American?
I can't even imagine what they would do now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like...
down those streets.
As an American, like, what do you do when you see that? Like, do you do... Yeah. Like, do you try to be the guy, like, the patriotic, like, hey...
Definitely not.
That's not right, man.
Definitely not.
Or do you just kind of like... What flag? I don't see anything. Yeah, man. What are you talking about?
It's funny. Anytime I go somewhere, I never get pegged as American. So, especially in like South America or the African countries. So anytime I would go somewhere, they thought I was one of them. So like they would do and say things around me that they might not around other people.
Yeah.
And so I got to like go off and do things that I don't think they would have just taken a normal American to go do.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's nice.
Being 13 is like, hey, come to this bar with us because it's legal there. I'm like, okay. Dude, I'm definitely not into drinking yet. But
You're like, I don't know. That doesn't sound like me. Okay, only 13. But, in some countries, that's like kind of normal.
Yeah, it was. It was very normal for them.
Yeah.
But, and I had a good time. It was more of a celebration than anything. It wasn't like a, let's go off and get this kid drunk thing. It was like there's this big celebration. There is alcohol, but it's really more about these festivities. So it was fun. I think that was probably... Oh, and I learned how to do... Fun fact, learned how to do the electric slide on that trip too. Oh. Which was a weird thing. But in Ecuador, I learned how to do the electric slide.
The electric slide.
Yeah.
Of all things.
Yeah. Our cruise people taught us when we're on this boat. Part of the trip, they bring us onto this like tiny like catamaran cruise ship, just big enough for a small but epic party.
Really?
And so they had like lights hanging up, and they had music going, and the tour guides taught me how to do the electric slide because that was apparently really popular at that time. Then.
Interesting.
Yeah, it made no sense why it was popular at that time. Then,
have you ever used it since then?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, it was already out of date here.
So you're telling me you learned the electric slide from another country and you never used that as a pickup line?
I should have. I've been messing up.
I mean, you still could technically, but...
I just have to learn how to do the electric slide again because it's been so long.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, maybe try it with a relevant dance. Like, tell the story, but like...
But use a different dance.
Use a different dance. Yeah, be like... Back in 1992, I went to Zimbabwe and learned the States.
1992. How old do you think I am?
I don't know. I was just making up a number.
That's hilarious.
I mean, that's actually not that bad. I was born in 95.
I was born in 94.
Yeah, so it wasn't that. It was 2 years. You say it like it's that old. Like,
no, I say it like you thought I was 13 in 1992.
Oh, no. I forgot about the 13th part about it. You know, honestly, it's okay. It's okay.
It's all good.
1992. I'm sticking to it. I'm gonna stick to it.
It was 1992.
That's when it was
invented. I was but a wee lad.
That's whatever today's most popular dance is probably invented in 1992.
Probably.
I'm sticking to it.
Probably.
Sticking to it.
I believe it.
Yo, so I am really thinking about live streaming these podcasts.
Yeah.
I think it would give a different perspective, you know, to like this whole process of like what we do. What are your thoughts on that? Like live streaming versus like having it be produced and going out. Like I'm thinking, you know, we kind of talked about this earlier before we turned on the camera in full transparency, you know, because obviously the whole point of the show is that we talk about things as little as possible before the show to keep it authentic, you know. But yeah, no, I'm thinking about live streaming this while we do it. So if you tune in at that time and you tune in at the right moment, you can watch it as it goes. But if you miss it, you won't see the playback, so you won't be able to watch the episode until however many weeks later when the episode actually releases, because obviously there's all these other episodes that have been scheduled and recorded already that are scheduled already to go out. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, marketing's not really my thing, but anything that I think creates, you know, traffic or another event, I think is great for the platform, right? So anytime it's like, hey, at this time, this is happening, you know, and so it just creates a sense of urgency for people to look into what you're doing and like not wanting to miss it, you know?
I feel like it kind of shows the authenticity too, because it's like you can actually see that it's not what are the words I'm looking for? That it's not like this edited, like cut together thing, you know? Because like that's like the whole thing that I try to do with the show is to make it authentic, like start to finish. You know, the show just goes. So it's like the live element kind of also adds that authenticity because it's like, you know, that that's happening like right now.
Right.
You know?
I mean, even when I release, you know, new short films or whatever that are getting released online, I even create an event screening out of it for Facebook. Yeah. And so what's funny is I only do it because it's an easy way, especially with Facebook algorithm making things really hard for people to see what you're doing. If you make an event out of it, you can invite all these people, and it beats the algorithm a little bit and helps you like get people to see it right away. Yeah. And so that's why I do it instead of just like posting it. I create an event out of it and then I post it to the event, and so that people get reminder every 10 minutes like, hey, this event's about to happen. This event's about to happen.
And then you also can do an ad on it and target it to people like in a specific niche.
You can do that.
So that's the good thing. Like, people hate on the whole Facebook Cambridge Analytica thing, you know, like them stealing your data. But it's like, honestly, like, what did you guys expect? Like, we've been using all of this stuff for free for all this time. Right. Like, you didn't read the terms and service that said we are collecting your data as you use it. That is why it's free.
And how much I just don't care, I guess.
Really. Yeah, it's like, who gives a crap, man? Like,
I'm not a big...
I was always
told they want to throw ads at me for things they think I might want. That's actually better for me.
Yeah, I don't want to see the irrelevant BS. Do you remember the old days whenever the internet was like first getting like going, and you had like you'd like click on RuneScape and like all of a sudden like 50 porn ads would like pop up. It's like, yo, I am not some 50-year-old man sitting in my, like, at the time, because I'm like a little kid, you know. So it's like I'm thinking like older people are like 50 or something like that. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not some 50-year-old man sitting in the closet like trying to look at this shit. Why are you showing me this stuff? I'm just like XXX, like trying to like close out of the shit.
Little did you know that would be your world in 4 years.
No, you know, honestly, I never got into that. I was a little bit of a, like, I kind of got around whenever I was younger. So it's like,
wait, what are you saying?
Like, from high school and on, like, I never really I don't know how to say this without just saying it, but I almost don't want to say it, but
You're gonna say it.
yeah, I know. It's like, damn it. I'm like right there. Okay. Well, okay. I'm just really not into porn, and it's
okay.
Yeah, it's just like weird. I don't know. Like I feel weird. I feel weird about it. Like it's weird. I don't like it. Like it's like I would much rather just be doing it.
Well, everybody would much.
But no, like to the point that like watching someone else enjoy themselves is not like a pleasurable thing for me. Like I'm like, well, I'm not feeling that. Like,
congratulations, you just ruined porn for me. saying like that. I don't want to let somebody else enjoy themselves.
That's the way that my brain works, and so like it just doesn't work for me. Like I've tried it. It's just I don't know. It just doesn't work for me.
That's fair.
Yeah, my imagination, that's powerful, but like. You know, porn is just
Let me tell you about the things
not the
I
thing.
think of. Crazy.
You know, and my fiance, like, you know, things are never a problem with her. So it's like,
there you go.
That's the thing. It's like in person. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know why. It's just never been a. I don't know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I feel awkward now. I'm just like, oh man. All right. Anyways, so. Tell me a little bit more about what it is that you do. So I know you're in the film industry, but like that could be, you know, a buttload of things. Like I know there's like a DP and like the producers and the I don't even know.
Well, it is a buttload of things. I do a buttload of things. So,
oh really?
So there you go.
Do you have multiple like you have different positions? That you
it depends on what I'm working on. So I mean I'm a director and actor, and that's my main goals that I'm pursuing and the direction that I'm going. I also work as an assistant director, so I work on different projects here and there. Like I just got off the feature being assistant director, and I'm gonna be doing 2 more projects later with the same people in that same position.
Can you say what those are?
No.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't know.
Okay.
But also, I know the title of one, but I'm not gonna say it. But I don't actually know anything about it.
Oh, okay.
So, it's one of those things.
Okay.
But
it's okay. I just had to ask.
Yeah. And then I'm also a script supervisor. So.
That sounds cool. So like.
You want me to explain that one?
Yeah.
A script supervisor is the person that is keeping track of the continuity of everything that's going on in the movie from scene to scene, or from shot to shot and scene to scene.
So you're my favorite person. Like,
yes.
Theoretically, if you're the person, in my opinion,
I'm everybody's favorite person.
In my opinion, you're the person that either makes the movie just absolute shit, or this is good, or even like anywhere from the scale of this is okay to like, oh my god, this is the best movie I've ever seen. Continuity is like for me the number one most important thing, because I freaking hate. Like, obviously not the little things, like, who cares? Like, you don't know, you know, like, most people don't even notice, like, the little things, unless you're, like, a filmmaker yourself and you, like, notice those things or whatever. But, like, whenever they just, like, very brazenly break the continuity, like, in bad ways, you know, and, like, the story, they just, like, chop it around, and it's, like, it never really, like, has a resolution, you know?
Sure.
Because they're just trying to, like, coast off to this whole, everybody wants a sequel. You know, it's always like, oh, let's just coast off to a sequel.
Well, with the script supervising, it's like you only have so much control at a certain point, because it's like I can bring up this problem to the director. Mm-hmm. If they don't care, then I'm like, all right, you don't care. As long as I bring it up and I make sure that there's notes in the editor for him or her to know that there's this problem. They take it wherever they want. So then it's just up to the director and editor to do what they want to do. Yeah, I don't past the shooting process. I don't do anything.
Is that why you want to be the director? Because like honestly, that sounds pretty shitty. Like I would not like that. It's like you always
for somebody to mess it up when you
always have to get someone else's like approval whenever it's like an obvious.
Well, I mean, the relationship is more like they look towards you and really like the director definitely like admires the script supervisor, because they're the ones like keeping all these things in check. At the end of the day, it's gonna be the director's decision.
Yeah.
about, you know, whether you care about this or not, chances are they're going to trust you because that's what you're here to do.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, then when you get to the editing room, it's like they're going to make decisions around performance, which, you know, me being an actor and director as well, I totally agree with. And most editors agree with. They're like, throw out continuity if it means that the performance is better.
Yeah.
And, you know, even the best directors have some of the worst continuity. Scorsese has the worst continuity in his movies, from shot to shot and scene to scene, but he doesn't care. It's about what the, you know, him and the editor know. It's about this.
I think it matters, honestly. Like I think that it makes and breaks movies. You know,
what's a movie that you're like, yo, that continuity was really bad?
I can't think of any, honestly, like right off the top of my head. Like I like movies. Like that sounds really harsh, but like I think most movies are like pretty basically like are pretty good at keeping the storyline, you know, honestly. Like they keep that like thread that follows through, but like what I hate are the movies that especially like what time period would be like mid 2000s to like 2013 14 ish, like that time period, you know, like the whole sequel, like the part 2 thing, you know, where it's like they're already thinking and planning and hoping for part 2 before like anybody's ever even liked or had anything to do with the first one, because that was like the culture, you know, like the whole.
So you're talking about like
atmosphere.
an industry thing more than like
like
supervising thing.
Like I just hate, like I think that a story should be a bookended. I think that's a better way to put it. Like it should have a start, a middle, and an end. Like you can work that however you need to, you know, but it's just like, you know, I should start somewhere. Mainly it should have an ending. Like it should have a bookend. Even if you're gonna have a sequel, and you could tease the sequel, but like that story should have like a bookend. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but that's a bigger like industry problem that's kind of been going on, especially with the rise of different platforms, the economy. There was a whole documentary talking about how the economy crashing changed the way movies were made, like forever. And if you look at it,
I think there's another one coming, honestly.
Probably. And then then Netflix will be the only. There won't be like movies in theaters, but
yeah, I think movie theaters are probably gonna like close down, and I think Netflix will. I theorize that Netflix will buy the movie theaters at a really cheap cost because they'll be out of business, and basically Netflix will stream their movies in
a theater,
movie theaters, so that people can have the experience of going to the theater, but it would be Netflix. So you have like a Netflix.
I mean, theaters aren't even providing much, you know, that's also kind of a problem too, is like our TVs have gotten so good that going to a movie theater, especially some movie theaters actually aren't even at the quality that your TV is.
Right.
So it's like you go and you're watching it at less quality than you could at home, which is insane. And that's bigger, a problem. But yeah, like growing up, we had the ugliest, crappiest TV that was so blurry and the picture was always like this. So like going to the movie theater was the biggest thing.
Yeah. Well, and it's also the big screen, you know?
Sure.
It's like you go in, especially when you're a kid, like it's this huge, like big screen with a projected screen. It's just,
it was affordable back then, so
it's just different.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I miss it, but I don't at the same time. Does that make sense?
What do you miss nostalgia of it more than anything?
Yeah, like I miss the availability of being able to go see the movies and all that stuff, but honestly, like movies are so much higher like depth now, you know, and it deters me from going, which I actually like. As weird as that is. Like,
what was the last movie that you were like you were itching and you couldn't wait to go see in theaters? I know what mine was, and it was too long ago, and that upsets me. Like itching. Not like when you got there, you were surprised how good it was, but like you were itching months before to go.
Honestly, I'm like that with like a ton of movies,
okay,
but I can't think of any right off the top of my head, to be honest with you. Like any Marvel movie, like I remember whenever Infinity War was like coming out, I was freaking out about that. Like up all the way up until the day it came out, I was like, let's do this. You know, like Ant-Man. There's a lot of movies, like I can't think about it right now because I've been so much in video game mode, you know, so my brain is like, all I can think of are video game titles right now because it's like that's all I've been researching for like 3 days. because never mind. I'm not gonna dive into that yet. But anyways, what
it was just like, yeah, like for me. I mean, this could go a long discussion. I have a lot to say about this, but essentially, there was a certain point where I noticed that movies were becoming more like commercials, and so they weren't doing what a movie's supposed to do, and they weren't executing properly, and movies that should have been home runs were flopping hard. And really, if for me, in my brain, it happened after Spider-Man 3. It was like once Spider-Man 3, like that was the first like big disappointment I ever remember from a movie that should have been a slam dunk.
Dude, they had it all lined up. Like they had the advertising, they had the moment, they had the build up, they had the hype.
First two were great. Everybody loved them. They had the same direction. Like there was nothing about it.
They even had the story. Have you heard like what happened? The whole thing. Like there was a guy that wrote a story that was basically Spider-Man, like the new one, the one that had what's his face,
Holland.
No, the guy before that. Amazing Spider-Man. That's the word. It was the Amazing Spider-Man and Garfield. Andrew Garfield. Yeah, that's right. His series. The guy basically wrote that whole movie for Spider-Man 3. And was like gonna introduce Sinister Six and like go into that whole like entourage.
I think that was gonna be Spider-Man 4.
Yeah. And he literally wrote that script for Spider-Man 3, and they were like, nah, we want to overload it. We want to use all these heroes. We want to put the Sandman and the Black Spider-Man and Venom, and we want to put all these people in there at the same time.
I watched it recently, actually, because I was curious watching it as like a full adult.
I actually did
what? Yeah. What will I think about it now? I know I'm not gonna like it, but I'm like, maybe I can pinpoint what was wrong with it.
See, that's the freaking problem with Netflix. That's how they got it so deep, man. That's why they'll never go out of business. That's what they do to you. You go through, and even if it's a bad movie that didn't do well, Netflix is gonna make so much money because literally they'll throw that movie up, make it look good, and be like, Spider-Man 3. Do you remember this? This is from your childhood. Yeah. And then what you said, you'll be like, oh man, I wonder if it'll be better now that I'm older. Like maybe I'll look at it.
I never thought it'd be better.
Maybe I'll look at it and like not be as critical now that I'm older and I like understand the time period it was made.
If I knew there were problems with the story when I was 13, like there's no way I would like it as an adult now. But
yeah, and then you watch it and it's just like nope. Like 5 minutes in, it's like nope. But then I can't do it. It was cool. It was nice to recognize why it went wrong. Yeah,
because there were actually a lot of good things about it. It was just they like kept jumping away from that because they had so many subplots. Usually with movies like that, they don't dive into any of them and they just have like all these chaotic things and it's not even a story. This one was like trying. It just didn't have the time or the real estate to execute any of them. And the stories were conflicting each other. So it's like if you would have just taken one of those out, I remember looking at it, I was like, okay, here are the 3 stories, and like this is how they progress. These 2 can go together, these 2 can go together, but these 2 can't, and these 2 like it was just like one of these has to go. Yeah. And then it's not even a time thing, it's like one of these has to go because it's not like the other one. And it's completely conflicting it. So
that's awesome.
But anyway, Spider-Man 3 was the first time I was disappointed. Like I remember a movie that should have been a home run being disappointing, and ever since then I've been really critical about movies coming out to the point where like the last movie I was just like itching to go to was The Dark Knight Rises. That was the last one. I was like months before I was like, yo, I'm so excited about this. Yeah. Even movies that I like loved recently, like I loved Infinity War, but I wasn't itching to go see that. I saw that later. Right. I loved Black Panther. But I wasn't really itching to go see Black Panther, even though it was getting hyped.
You know, even those I didn't go see at the premiere.
No, I didn't see the premiere either.
You know, like, it's just not worth it. Like, I don't have time for that. You know, it's like...
That's how I feel about all movies now, and I shouldn't. I remember, like... Yeah. I don't even know if it's an age thing or if it's I've been disappointed too many times and I just don't trust anything.
You know, honestly, I think it's a little bit of an anxiety thing for me. Like
anxiety thing?
Yeah, I'm not huge about being around that many people crammed into like that small of a space. Oh, okay. Like I don't have claustrophobia or anything like that. It's like if there was a crap ton of people in my house, I'd be chill
You know, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't bother me or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, small spaces don't bother me or anything. But there's certain places, like movie theaters, concerts, like, you know, like conference centers, like big groups of people, like, that are all like shuffling around and doing that stuff. Like, it just, it bothers me for some reason. I don't know, like, it freaks me out. Like, I do it and I go and it's like I watch the movie and it's fine or whatever, but like I just feel uncomfortable the whole time.
Sure.
I don't know why. I just always have. Like, and maybe it's probably, you know, honestly what it is probably all those stories about like people going and shooting up like movie theaters and stuff, you know, like like going all the way back to like The Dark Knight. Do you remember that? Whenever the guy dressed up as Joker and like went up and shot up this theaters.
Which one was it? The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises, or was it both? Something happened during both those movies, but it was different.
Yeah.
I feel like the...
Oh, yeah. Well, another one, somebody dressed up as, like, Bane, and I think tried to do, like,
Did they do it
bomb or
twice?
something like
It
that.
happened twice? Like, I feel like,
Yeah, it was
something
bad.
happened to each one.
Yeah, it was so bad that movie theaters canceled the ability to go dressed up for the longest time. Like, you literally could not go to a movie theater dressed up as a character, like, for a premiere.
So,
And I think that was whenever I lost my fire for it. Because I dressed up for The Hobbit. Like, I literally
I didn't even go see that.
dressed up as a freaking 6 foot tall hobbit. Like, what? Doesn't make sense. I must have been drinking a lot of that Feinhorn juice, you know what I mean?
have.
Like, growing real tall. But, so I'm super interested in your acting career. So I know you do the filmmaking, you know, the directing, behind the camera stuff. What have you done acting wise?
That anybody would know of? Probably nothing.
Yeah.
I've...
But like, what kind of work? You know,
Yeah, I've done... I did work on, I guess, 2 features. I did small parts, and then I've done a bunch of shorts. I've done a lot of commercial work, music videos.
What do you do in music videos?
Play different characters for the songs.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, I remember a couple months ago I did like 3 music videos in a row, just like completely different like style. They're fun, but yeah.
How do you find out about your, like, do you have an agent or? Yeah, that's cool. Where did you find out about your agent? Like, I'm always curious, like, how you even start doing that stuff.
Well, you start acting just by like putting yourself out there and submitting for different things and, you know, having a reel. Luckily, I had a reel before coming out here and people thought it was pretty good. So that got me other like smaller parts to keep building my reel. But I wasn't 100% focused on acting when I first came out here because I was trying to do the filmmaking thing. And so I was really into the project I was working on at the time. So I was like, you know, acting here or there, making a little money doing it, but more so just like trying to get my resume and reel ready for like, okay, when you jump into this, you're going to be ready for it. So that's what I did. And then I got into an acting studio and kept studying for about 7 months while I found an agent. And then he's been like submitting me out to different things and bigger projects that I could never do myself. So, So yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, I've always wanted to get an agent on the show because that, like, I don't understand how they do that. Like, where they find out about this. Like, do they have like a special agent directory website thing that like that the people just tell the agents, you know, they have special access to or something like that? Or like, how do they distribute and find that information? Like, how do they know?
There's certain things that only get sent out to agents because if you put it on sites, there would be too many submissions.
Right.
That and they make relationships with casting directors or actors make relationships with casting directors. That also happens. And so then you kind of get sent, you know, they send out these things like, hey, I know people in your portfolio, which would be their list of actors, like fit this role, blah, blah, blah. You know, if they want to submit to it, here's the information type thing.
Interesting.
Or, you know, they just have access to, you know, like I said, have access to some of the roles that aren't just getting put out there. So different TV shows, movies, like that. So
it's pretty cool,
done
man.
a lot of crazy auditions and last minute type things.
What's like your craziest audition story? I know you have to have one because I've done theater for like a long time, but not anymore. But I used
like
to
the
do
worst
it all the
audition or just the craziest
time.
audition?
Craziest one. Like sticks out the most? Like, whoa, that was some crazy shit. I know you gotta have at least one.
The craziest audition. I'm probably gonna say something and then something's gonna come up later.
That's okay. The more stories,
I guess I'll tell two.
Yeah, the more stories, the better. It's okay.
What is the craziest audition I had? I mean, there was one that I had to. I don't. It's always weird and awkward when you have to do scenes that are hard to do without the just as a person. So like transforming into something, like your body gets turned into this creature or something like that. So I had to do that at an audition. And what did I turn into? I think it was like a giant, like, I think I was turning into the devil, like literally turning into the devil. But they wanted it to be like, not just like, poof, you're the devil now. It's like, my body, it's like almost like a werewolf is turning into it. So it's like I hide under this persona and then like my body's now, so it was like trying to make my fingers long and my face this and everything's like popping out and like I was trying to imagine horns coming out and like all this stuff. Like it was tearing me apart.
What was that for?
I can't remember what the movie was called. It was some movie. It wasn't a TV show, but.
Okay. I was about to say, that sounds a lot like the audition process for Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios.
Yeah. I don't think I've known any. I don't know any actors that have done that, surprisingly.
I did that.
Did you?
Yeah, that was one of my first jobs.
Oh, that's awesome.
Whenever I moved out to California, actually. Really? I went to Universal Studios, and it was for like the 3 months or something like that. Like you started not in October, but like right before in like September.
Did you go SAG off of it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah? Are you eligible, I guess? Because you probably haven't flipped.
I don't know. I haven't like looked at it or messed with it or anything since.
I think you can get vouchers to go SAG from it. Is what I heard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I should look into that. No,
I might be able to.
I didn't really pursue it too much because the problem was it was too far of a drive from here. So it's like I'm gonna get back into the acting stuff. Like, well, I mean, I already have like with the video series and like the podcast and like different things I'm doing. I'm about to start a live streaming for the video games I play. So like I play a lot of video games. I don't know if you play any video games. I know you said you don't have a TV.
Yeah, I don't even have a TV or video game system. So like I used to play quite a bit.
Yeah?
I mean, awesome. I wouldn't call myself a gamer, but I had games that I.
Yeah, what are your top 3?
Well, I love Grand Theft Auto. Like Grand Theft Auto was always.
What was the last one you played?
GTA 5.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Did you play like all the DLC expansions and like all that stuff, or like how far?
No, I did the whole storyline, and then I just played afterward. I mean, some of my friends had
GTA Online, bro.
Yeah, some of my friends had GTA Online.
It was the best.
I didn't play like best. Yeah, a lot of people did, but I got on at my friend's house and I was just insane.
I don't know what kind of like, I don't know what was wrong with me. It was probably a self-esteem thing at the end of the day, but I played it off as like it being tired thing, that's how I justified it at the time. I was like, oh, I'm too tired, like, I just want to relax, like, oh no, I don't want to do this, there's too many people around. I'd always find some excuse, but I should have freaking been streaming my video games this whole time. Because I'm the kind of person that I literally, like, freaking Spider-Man, I got it like 2 days after it came out.
Is it good?
I beat it, yes, I freaking love it. I beat it 100%, literally 100% completion within 2 days of it coming out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like, I should have streamed that shit, bro.
It's probably not a short storyline either.
No, it's not. Like, I should have streamed it. I should have, like, but I didn't.
Because it's basically like it's like the Arkham games, right? For Spider-Man, like kind of has similar.
And it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I love the Arkham games.
I haven't played through the Black Cat expansion yet, just because like I haven't had time. I've been stuck on Assassin's Creed Odyssey right now. So good.
I haven't played any of the new ones.
Bro, it's so good. And I'm actually about to start like streaming a new because I've never like really gotten serious about it, like I've streamed a couple times, just played around with it. But basically what I'm going to start doing is every time I'm playing video games, which is basically anytime I'm not working on videos or on calls or like doing that kind of shit, if I'm playing video games, I'm going to be streaming it every time, no matter what. I'm just going to stream it every single time. So it'll be a little sporadic at first, but eventually when I'm working remote, like I can definitely like get a schedule down, you know, because like I know I'm going to want to play a little bit every day probably. So like I'll just put that on the schedule, like from this time to this time, even if it's later at night, every single day. And I'll just be live streaming like all the time. And so that way I'm kind of hopefully going to be making some money from just doing something that I really love doing, because I love playing video games, you know, and like diving deep into it. But by the time that this episode launches, I've already done it. I've been doing it for a while, possibly even done with this series that I'm about to mention, and it might already be finished. In that case, you will find the links in the description if it is out already by this time. But I'm going to be putting together, because
shout out.
I'm going to be putting together a Assassin's Creed like walkthrough thing for Odyssey, because I noticed there's not a lot of content out yet for it yet.
What's the time period of Odyssey? Like, where does that take place?
It is like the time of the Peloponnesian War. So Sparta versus Athens.
Okay.
You have like
That's interesting.
What, Socrates is alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 149 BC. Maybe.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that number.
Yeah, the last one I played was Black Flag.
Then you would freaking love it.
Yeah.
The ship system is just like Black Flag, but better. Yeah, it's
Black Flag was dope.
It's so good.
Dude,
I highly recommend that at some point you get whatever you need to get to play some Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It is that good.
I have the, like...
It is on PC.
Yeah, oh, really? I kept telling myself, I'm like, all right, when you have the extra... Because, like, when you're acting and, like, doing filmmaking stuff, like, all your extra money kind of goes into that.
Yeah,
especially acting. Like, it takes up so much.
All this camera gear. Yeah, I feel that, like, it's been consuming my check for a while.
Yeah. So, it was like... For a while, I was like, okay, when I get the money, I'm going to get a TV. And then, like, now I have it, and I'm just like... I don't want to spend it now.
Yeah.
Like, I have other things that I want to, like, put money towards.
I feel that, bro.
But sometimes I'm still like, damn, I really want to play that video game.
Yeah.
Especially now that Red Dead 2's out. I was obsessed with Red Dead Redemption.
I will eventually get into that. I'll eventually get there. But see, like, that's one of the reasons why I appreciate having Mary Alita, actually. Because I would normally be like you. Like, I would be like, nah. I don't need any of this stuff. Like, I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But having her, like, kind of balances me out a little bit more, because, like, she's more of, like, the out there, like, wants to do things, kind of like wants to have things, wants to, like, that kind of thing. So it's like, it kind of pushes me, because it's like she'll have the idea, and then I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that would be kind of nice, Like, she had the idea to, like, get the PS4 Pro, and I was like, oh, yeah, it would be kind of nice. 4K TV. It would look pretty cool, I guess. Like, I guess, sure, well, we can do that. Yeah, whatever. But, like, on my own, I wouldn't have done it. I would have just been like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I got this free TV I found, and I got this PS4 that I've had since high school, so I'm chilling. I got it, like, whatever, we're good.
Right.
But, yeah, like, I think that's a good thing. Yeah. Like, I appreciate minimalism at the same time, too, though. Like, but I don't know. I think it's a good thing to, like, get the things that you want, Like, I feel really good in this environment, because it's like I got all, like...
Yeah, it's nice. And you got a setup here. My room is so bare and just...
Yeah.
There's nothing to it. There's nothing to do in there.
Oh, really?
But because of that, I like, leave and go other places, because I'm like, there's nothing to do here, so...
Right, so it kind of, like, pushes you to get out of the...
I mean... having to do so much, like, writing and reading and stuff forced me to do that, I guess. But
I really like taking my booster board to, like, the park, like, different spots and stuff. Like, there's a bunch of really pretty, like, different locations around here, because it's in Costa Mesa, so, like, like, there's tons of places around here that are, like, really beautiful, like the dog parks and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, I don't know, I love getting out and, like, getting around, but I also love having, like, this awesome, like, comfortable, accepting, like, warm environment.
I need to get on that.
Yeah.
I just actually moved into my new place, which is why it's, like, so bare.
Nice! Congratulations, first off.
Yeah.
Where is it? Like,
it's in Van Nuys.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I've heard really good things about that place. That
Yeah.
name particular, like, I don't know too many states, like cities in California, but that name in particular sticks out to me.
Van Nuys. I like Van Nuys. Like I said, I moved the beginning of September, but then I was gone like this month doing the film. So it's like, how long have I really been?
Yeah.
And there is like not incredibly long. And so I've kind of just been like slowly, and then I've been working like so much leading up to the film that I did. Like I actually was on the way to a job when I got the call, like, hey, do you want to go do this feature? And I'm like, I will literally be booked almost every day leading up to this film. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Like I can prep in those last couple of days that I have, but I'm gonna be booked every day. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. So it's like, it was like leading up to that. It was like a month leading and then doing that. So it's like, I feel like I barely have had any time in that spot.
And then you even had this podcast like right after. Like, you just got back, right?
I just
like,
got back.
When did you get back?
I got back the 27th.
27th. So
It's the 30th today.
damn. So
And then I
3 days
had-
ago.
Yeah, and then I've had a couple. I haven't worked yet. I'm like, no, none of that.
Yeah.
But I've had a couple days of like other things I've had to do leading up.
Bro, dude, I just got the best news today from work.
What's that?
Oh my god, they're doing paid days off now. Finally. Like, we
Alright.
finally progressed to the point where we get paid vacation,
We've finally grown up.
like, as well as paid sick leave. So, like, time. It's time.
It is.
It is there.
It is time.
I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked. Like, now all we need is equity options.
No.
That's what I'm hoping for. That's like when I'm on the line, like, yo, I've been here for all this time. I'm doing all this stuff to help the company.
How long have you worked there?
It's been like 3.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And I completely created an apartment by myself from scratch
Right.
for the company. So it's like, you know, I do a lot for their company to like try. I really want to get equity options. Like, I'm trying hard, because like that would be the ultimate goal, you know, like just build up the company to like a really strong point and then be able to like step away and do whatever, and like that's still keep coming in, you know.
Yeah.
That would be the best. Like, that would be the 100% best situation that could happen. And I think that I'm on my way there. I've worked pretty hard to, like, the last 3 years I don't really like hang out with people or anything, you know, like it's sad, but like,
Oh, you mean in general? I thought you meant at the company. You're just like, I don't really hang out with them.
no, like around here, like you know, outside of work and stuff, like I just am always working on something. Like, I'm always putting together something, you know, but like that is also the way that I interact and the way that I have friends, you know, like I make friends like doing this, you know, like I've made really good connections with the people that have been on the show up to now.
Sure.
And like we message each other, and like I have better relationships with them than like most of the people that are like physically around me.
It happens like that.
You know, but it's like, it's because these are other people that are just passionate about the thing that they do as I am about what I do. So like, regardless of what medium that distributes out in, like, passionate people that are like cool and vibe with each other. That's just like, I don't know how to describe that. You know, that's just like a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, a lot of my good friends are ones that I've met either through acting or doing film stuff.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, majority of my friends, that's how we met.
Yeah, it's like when you do the thing that you love, you like naturally attract like the environment of people that are kind of on that same path.
And there's an easy commonality because, like, you know, even some of my friends, it's like if we met in different circumstances, we're so different that I don't know if that would've worked. But because of that commonality, now we've grown to like understand each other.
Yeah, so you know, I recently learned like the line that distributes if someone's actually a good friend or if they're kind of like, probably shouldn't have them around. So the differentiation, or whatever, I can't think how to say that word. The difference between the two is that if you see them after a long time, right? Like you haven't seen them in a while, and it's like you're having that first like, oh my god, there you are. If it's like you never, like, as if you know there was no time passed, like it's not weird, like it's not awkward. You're not like, oh, sorry about like not talking to you for the past. Like it's not like a weird like kind of tense situation kind of thing.
Yeah.
That person's a real friend.
Yeah.
But like whenever there's like this weird like like you can feel like the guilt building up.
Sure.
That's not I don't think that's a good friend. I don't think that's a good relationship.
Yeah. Those I think it's so funny how that works though. Like you could be gone for a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's like I just got back. I say this was like a month ago now. I went to one of my high school friends' wedding. Mm-hmm. So he's like, I think he's like the second one out of my high school friend group to get married because like this is nice. Like the trickle down. Now everybody's getting married type thing. Yeah. It's happening. But before we had met up again for his bachelor party, which was in Colorado, and that was ridiculous, which was a couple months before that. Before we had done that, I hadn't seen him for 2 years, quite literally. And both of us were kind of like, wow, has it really been that long? But it had. And I know that because he was just like, when did you get a beard? And I had it for like 2 years. It's like, oh shit, yeah, we haven't seen each other for a very long time.
You're like, oh,
yeah, I was like, oh, dude, I've had this since...
You dated me, man. You dated me.
I was like, dude, I've had this since I moved to California. I'm like, this is a problem.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like you said, like immediately once we got together, it was just like no time had passed.
Right?
We're making,
Dude, like, that's how it is. I have, like, 2 friends that are like that I could think of right off the top of my head. Other than, like, the newer friends that I've made, maybe it'll be like that whenever I see them again. Probably, I would expect. But I have the main friend that I have that's like that is Gabby up in New York. She's a dancer up there.
Shout out to Gabby.
Yeah, shout out to Gabby. No, she's chill, man. We met in Arkansas actually around the same time that Mary Alita and I met. So it was like we were all like kind of friends with each other and stuff like that. But I don't know, she's always been a really cool friend, like forever. Like it's always she was always like that one friend where it wasn't like that weird like tension. You know what I mean? Like most people I don't know, like this may be just a me thing because like I did have like sexual abuse stuff that I dealt with like as a young person. So like it may just be a me thing, but in general, there's usually like a tension around women where it's like, you feel like that, like, oh, is this gonna be interacted as friends or is this gonna be like a come on kind of thing? It's like there's this balance, especially like the kind of person that I am. Like genuinely being the kind of person that I am, it's weird because like I put out so much positivity and I'm always so nice to people that like that gets taken the wrong way like a lot of times. Like, not so much anymore because I'm older now. But whenever I was younger and like it was less ways that I knew how to express myself. Like the way that I express myself, I guess, just got very like recognized as flirtatious, I guess.
Sure.
But like she was the only person where there was like, well, her and the other person I was going to talk about too, Sarah. There was like no tension at all. Like from that first like time that we hung out, first time we were friends, it was like immediately it was like, no, this is my like best friend, this is my like ride or die homie. You know what I mean? Like it was like nothing, like that's it, because that's like a section, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a difference between like a good friend that's a female that could like, if you were single and like they were single, like things could happen, you know what I mean? But then there's like best friend, like draw the line in a sense, like, you know what I mean? Like that's what we're called. Like I don't know, I feel like that's a special thing that doesn't really happen much.
Sure.
I don't know, in my experience, just because like, again, maybe it's because it's the background like with the childhood thing, but like I feel like that's really cool, like to not have that at all. Like it's like no judgment either. Like it's always been chill as fuck. Like,
well, I feel like I have that with a lot of people just because I draw, because of working in film and the type of relationships like you have to have there. Like any actress I've ever worked with or anybody like that works on my crew is just like off limits already.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I have to draw so many lines all the time.
Mary Alita makes that easier for me.
Well,
honestly.
There you go.
Because like, and I think that's why it's gotten a lot more
better, or more better. Oh my gosh, that grammar though. No, it's gotten a lot easier to deal with because with Mary Alita, I can just approach people and feel comfortable about it, and like in the second sentence, say something that's like, "Oh yeah, me and my fiance love blah 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 blah."
Sure.
Whatever, and like immediately that's defused bomb. Like
right.
like they know that's not going anywhere. So, I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. It doesn't really happen to be like
that'd be an interesting pickup line.
Yeah, like I don't know if like
somebody
nobody's ever like tried to like hit back on that. So like hopefully that doesn't happen because that would be really awkward. I would not feel comfortable like having to turn somebody down like that. That'd be like. I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine that because that feels super bad. Like I would feel really bad for that person. So it's just like that would just be like stunned with like paralyzing. Like, oh man, this is so bad. Like so many bad things right now. Like I can't think right now.
I feel like I don't know how you feel about it. You also don't live technically in LA, so it also might be a different environment.
Orange County.
Exactly, Orange County. So it might be different down here. But I found that the dynamic between men and women is really weird in LA. Like I feel like it's really tense.
Yeah, I feel that.
As opposed to where, and I couldn't decide. I'm like, am I being paranoid or am I being, am I just being shy because I'm living in a new environment or whatever? Like it took me away. But then every time I left LA, not even all of California, just LA.
Yeah.
And went anywhere else, that tension was gone.
Yeah.
And I felt like I could form those type of bonds with people just off the bat.
Yeah.
Whereas I couldn't form those same relationships just in the streets or in a party or whatever.
You know what I think that is? It's because people go to the city and they change their mentality. They like become this other person, you know? It's like you're with your friends and you're like, oh yeah. Or not with your friends, like in a, with your family or whatever. And you're like, oh yeah, things are great. I love it. Like things are great, whatever. And you're with your friends in the city. You're like, yeah, what's up, honey? I love it. Yeah, you got the tennis. Like, and you're like a different person. Like you wouldn't be saying that in front of your mom or in front of like your grandmother, like something like that, Yeah. And so it's like, I don't know. Like I just think it's a whole thing, like in the city that's so centralized that like the people that live there, they get that so much, and then the people that live there start to act like that because the tourists that come there and do that like are gonna do that anyways, and that's all you're gonna see anyways. So they just go ahead and do it because like it's
I'm wondering how much the industry plays into that because I've seen a lot of like for both men and women like the insecurities that come with it.
I mean, I would be insecure too if I thought that like some Harvey Weinstein situation was gonna happen to me, and like I thought like because
not even that. I think just like actresses, for instance, like having to, but actually both actors and actresses like having to look a certain way and be a certain thing, but also it's like, you have to have thick skin, but also thin skin at the same time. We have to be able to take rejection, but you have to also be able to suck in all emotions at the same time, and it's just like, and you're figuring things out, but you don't want to admit that you're figuring things out, so it causes like insecurity within you, and you like do and say things just out of just trying not to embarrass yourself or something, and so I think it creates this like fake persona that you have to put on, so it's then you have two fake personas trying to talk to each other at the same time. It's not going anywhere because they're both putting on this fake persona. Yeah. And then they don't even notice that they're doing it. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I just haven't been here long enough. Maybe I'll get fake real soon.
Yeah. No, dude, I 100% agree with you. Like, I hate that whole, like, environment. Like, peace and love to those people, but, like, I just don't see the point. Like, why not just be authentic?
There is no point because like, I've seen I got a lot of friends in different positions, film or whatever, both actors and
song popped in your head.
Song popped in your head?
I got friends in low places.
Oh, there you go.
I don't even like that song. I hate country music, but like, yeah.
Right.
Everything someone says usually turns into a song. Anyways, continue.
Sure. But anyway, so like you know, a lot of actor friends, and the ones that are more successful are on TV shows that you know, and or on national commercials that you would know, or whatever. Like, they don't bother themselves with all of these like crazy ideals that get thrown around, or this idea that you have to be a certain way. They just are. Maybe they're just comfortable, so they're just comfortable and they're comfortable being themselves. Yeah. And you know, it's a lot of times it's the ones that aren't doing other things that become more fake and more, you know, they have to talk about themselves and gloat about themselves because they feel like if they don't, then somebody's gonna forget about them. It's like this weird. It's this weird thing, and I think it then around that, when it comes to going out and dating, it only like heightens the anxiety of going out and meeting new people because you feel like they need to understand this about you, or like, I don't know.
I'm so glad I haven't had to deal with that in so long. Like,
I bet.
If I had to start dating right now, I don't even know what the I don't know what I would do, honestly. Like, I'd probably just stay single for a while, but like
most people in LA do.
Yeah, like I can't see. Honestly, if I wasn't with Mary Elite, I can't see a reason why I would want to be with someone. Like, I would have, like, something would have to just happen, you know, like crazy, like, oh my God, like, you fell from the sky kind of a moment, you know what I mean? Like, because, I don't know, if anything happened there, I just feel, I don't really see a point, you know, I just feel like, I could probably just save more money and, like, live by myself and, like.
In dating, you mean?
Yeah.
The point in dating?
I mean, maybe date for fun, like, every now and then, but, like, you know, like, long term, it's like what I don't think I would see the point in like trying to bounce around and like find some random person that's gonna be long term. I don't think I would do that. I would probably just live my life and like make shit and like focus on creating and stuff, and then something like just maybe comes into play. But I don't know. I feel like Mary Alita's probably like I mean, we're planning on getting married, so, like, you know, obviously, I'm pretty sure, like, she's the one for me, so, like,
sure.
I don't know, like, if anything happened to her or anything like that, like, I don't know what I would do. I don't think I'd be able to, like, get out there, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's just because right now I'm in that moment, you know?
Probably.
So it's, like, obviously, like, I'm tough, so I would get over it, and like I would try.
I'm
like,
tough.
You know, no, like not. I don't mean that in a bad way, but like I just in general, like I mean, I've been through some bad things in my life, so it's like I am pretty tough. Like I've had some bad shit, like emotionally tough, rather. So it's like, although I would never really be okay, I would try. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know, and again, that could just be my thinking right now, but I honestly, like, I've never thought that about other people. It's like, sorry, ex-girlfriends, if you're listening to this, but, like, honestly, like,
shout out to the ex.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, I never.
Let's give everybody shout outs. Shout out all your ex.
Bro, like, honestly, I never thought about it with any of them. Like, as cheesy as that is, it's weird. That's why I really, like, love her, like, why I actually want to be with her forever, because it's like, all those other people, like, that there wasn't that connection, you know? It's like always in the back of my head, it's like, oh, well, there could be somebody else, or well, who knows, like, you know, who knows? Yeah, that would always be my answer whenever they'd be like, oh, well, what do you think's gonna happen? Who knows? You never know. Like, maybe I'll move, or maybe we'll break up, or maybe something will happen, or like, who knows? Like, that was me. I was that guy. Like, I never like really thought that anything was gonna work out. But then it's like, now I'm so different. Like I'm like 100% opposite. Like this person that's just like I can't imagine.
That's a good way to look at it, you know, because I think if instead of like trying to make something, it's like you found that thing and it changed the way you saw it. Like because I'm still in that who knows phase. But I don't feel a need to. I don't think that's unhealthy. I don't feel a need to change that because nobody's made me want to change that.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's like she didn't even like try to do that. It was just like a thing that happened naturally. It was just like I just started like having dreams about like future kids and stuff, and like having like thoughts about that. It was just like, what the fuck? Like what is going
deep, huh?
Yeah, I was like, yo, what? This is weird. Like, why did I just dream of this like 3 nights in a row? What the hell's going on? Like, you know, and I have really like intense, vivid dreams too. So like I've talked about that here on the podcast before, where I go into like life dreams, you know, where like I live like an entire lifespan like in the course of a dream. Which is really good for story writing, by the way. Like,
yeah, but
let me tell you, you gotta just pull one of those stories back out of the old memory bank. Like once you get it started, usually like starts to flow because you remember like, you know, further and further down the road.
Sure.
But yeah, man, I don't know what I would do. So like, how is the single life though? Like right now, it's 2018. Like you got all these apps and stuff.
I'm speaking
like,
for all single dudes right now.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, like I can't even imagine like all these apps and like people like at bars and like, you know, like people that are like you said, like all stiff and like wary and like cautious, thinking that some dude's gonna be like a predator or something like that. So it's like, how do you even like how do you even go out there and like try? Like how, like where do you start? Like, you know,
I don't want to speak for all single dudes.
that's so much pressure, I know, but like I can't even think of where you would begin.
Well, I guess for me, I don't think it's really the apps or different things like, you know, social media or anything. I mean, that plays into it, but I really do think it's like the culture, because anytime I leave, even just to go to Sacramento, I have a very different environment with people, women especially, out there than I do here. Or different cities in LA. Like I go to Pasadena, totally different thing than being in, you know, the majority of LA. So
why do you think that is? Like that it's LA specifically, and because like those are other bigger cities, you know. So it's like, why LA specifically?
I think it's the industry and the type of people that come out for it, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm part of those people, so I can't say anything. But I think there's a certain insecurity that comes with that, and then it bleeds over into other relationships, whether that be, you know, sexual relationships or, you know, partnerships or whatever it is. It's like all that's just going to play into it.
Yeah.
Insecurity is insecurity, so
that's
it just makes things weird. But when you go to other cities, people don't have to think about that, and they don't think about that. You can have different types of conversations, and things just happen. So
that's a good point. Like, you know, it's probably... So what I'm curious of is, do you think that the mentality and that sentiment that you're having, do you think that it's a you thing, or do you think that it's the actual people?
You know, I've thought about that too.
Because what you're saying, what you're describing, it sounds like you're more like relaxed and like you're just chilling more whenever you travel, and you're not thinking about all the things that go into it, you know?
Oh, I'm definitely not blaming an entire city and not myself. It's my contribution in the city that doesn't really, or my sensibilities as a person that are different, I guess, than how this environment carries themselves. And so when I go to other places...
Have you ever tried the old tactic of going out and like being, like not being someone else, but like mentally like being someone else, you know, where like
I've done that.
You kind of like draw the line in the sand and you're like, all right, I'm in a new town, like I'm only gonna be here one night, you know, like, and try to go out with that same.
Am I like?
Yeah, try to go out with that same mindset. Have you ever tried going out with that same mindset that you do in those other towns? Like just kind of maybe not here. Maybe not in the specific place you live, you know, but like maybe go to like North Los Angeles or something like that, you know, like Berkeley or what. Like I don't know where the areas are. I don't know California that well, so I don't know where Berkeley is. Yeah, is that
Berkeley's
more like
way up there?
Oh damn!
That's
okay.
above San Francisco.
What's the other B that's over by Los Angeles? There is a B.
I don't know.
Beverly Hills.
That is a place.
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to?
I don't know. I don't think that's what I was thinking of, but whatever. It's not important. But the point is like.
Have I ever tried to use those sensibilities that I have in different cities?
Yeah.
And bring them there. Yeah, and it's not as if it doesn't. I don't know how to say it. Work. The problem is like after a while, it's just exhausting and doesn't feel like you. And it's like I don't want to continue doing that
Right.
if that's not really what I want. Because I did that when I first came out here.
Right.
And it was what it was.
Yeah.
But
it's like, I just can't imagine.
But after a while, it's just
like
it gets old.
Yeah,
it's not actually what you enjoy doing. Like, living that life isn't really what I wanted. It was just fun at the time.
I mean, in 2018, how do these couples happen? I don't understand.
Like they do any other time, I suppose.
I mean, I understand like you're out of high school and like it's someone that you had like a longer, like you knew them from high school, that kind of thing, or like you meet them in college, like.
You're saying, how do you meet new people?
Like, I just don't understand like how these relationships today happen, because like maybe it's the dating. Just I don't know. I don't understand the dating culture in general. Like right now, it's weird to me. It's very weird to me. Just from an outsider's perspective, like someone that's like not in the game whatsoever, it's just very odd to me. Like it just, I don't know.
I don't think there's like one way that I meet new people. I think it's always been different.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like it was always so much easier. Like you just kind of already knew some people.
Well, yeah, that's
like,
the difference between like being in high school or being in college. Is like you have that already set community, so they're. That is a factor too. It's like when you already have that set community, it's like that takes away a whole anxiety factor. It's like, they're whatever your mascot was.
It's like
they're
weird
a panther. They're a eagle,
or like you're like from the same town or something like that. But it's so weird to like be in a complete I can't imagine that being in a completely different like place. It's just weird.
That is a thing.
It's weird to me. Like, I don't know why I'm stuck on this, but like, it's just weird. Like my brain is just like compulsing right now with like, what is going on?
Tell me how you date.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't get it. So dude, I still don't understand. How do you not play video games? Like, I mean, do you have a computer?
I have a computer.
You can, dude. Okay. So I highly recommend you get Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm going to go back to that again because it is amazing. It's so good that I'm starting a live stream series about it.
That good?
It's that good. It's so good. I love it. It is the best game I've ever played, honestly. Like since Zelda, and like I don't rave about games like that, but like honestly, it's amazing. I love it so much.
All right. Well, just for you, I'll go out and buy a PS4. Honestly.
You can
just 'cause you told
me can get it on PC. You can also get it on Xbox. You can get it on.
But see, now I gotta buy a TV.
Whatever.
There's all these things I gotta get just so I can play this damn game right now.
Bro, have you heard of the Flip Life though? You can go on Craigslist, get that free TV.
How do you get a free TV?
You go to the free section on Craigslist and you just check it like every day, and then you wait for someone to post something like a TV, and there you go. Or you can earn money by getting things cheap or free on Craigslist or Let Go or OfferUp or garage sales or whatever, and then just sell them on eBay for full price. It's great.
I do that too.
It's an amazing way to earn money. Like, it actually works. It's amazing. I learned that method from Gary Vaynerchuk. That's his like thing that he does. It's called the flip method.
Yeah.
Or retail. It's retail espionage. It's like ultimately what it is.
Is it? It's not illegal, I guess.
No, it's perfectly legal. But it's like people have these garage sales and they don't even know what they have in their thing. So like you have like a little teddy bear. It's like, oh, can I get that for like 25 cents? Yeah, sure. Here you go. It's like get 25 cents. Like you look it up online. It's worth like $100.
Right.
Even the ones that aren't as drastic, you have like a mug that he pays like $1 for, and it's like $12 online. Like that's 120%. Like if you go out and you get a crap ton of mugs, like that's a big profit increase,
That's true. But like, there are a lot of people that put a lot of time into that.
Honestly, no, because people are lazy, so they just kind of sit around. If
people used to cut out coupons to go to the grocery store, I feel like they would.
Those people aren't lazy. I'm saying people are lazy in general.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's like those type of people that probably do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah.
Probably make a whole career out of it.
Yeah, man, you can make 6 figures from this. 100%. Like, it's proven. Like, people on paper make 6 figures a year from doing nothing but going out and getting flipping cheap stuff, selling it online. You can even do it online. You can go on eBay and just look at the bids, get, like, really cool, like, really expensive stuff for really cheap. Like, just play the bids, Like, sometimes you'll get them, sometimes you won't. Like, That's eBay. Like, you just gotta
Right.
work on the timing and like get good at like the timing and how you play the game of like trying to get a good price on it.
Yeah.
But like, if you could get $1,000 camera, for example, for like $200 on eBay, you can sell it on Amazon for the full $1,100 or whatever, and then buy another one on eBay for yourself, and you still have like $800.
Sure.
Like, it's super simple to do because like it's literally like boom, boom, boom. Okay, I bought it. It's on the way. All right, boom, boom, boom. Listing it on Amazon. By the time it comes to you, you've already sold it. You just boom, 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 ship it to this other person.
These days.
Yeah. Some people even do where you post it on Amazon, and then when like if it's like a buy now option, like if you can actually buy it at that moment, and you look on like say eBay, and let's say it's like 25 cents to the dollar on eBay, but you can buy it now. Basically what you do is you have eBay on one window with the buy it now, you have Amazon open, and you list it on Amazon, and then when someone buys it, then
Immediately, yeah.
you buy it on eBay, sell it, and you put in their address.
Okay, what? Oh, I see.
So like when you buy it on eBay,
Yeah.
you put in their address, and it sends it directly to them. That's how you do it, bro. That's like the best way to make money. Like,
That's
it doesn't
ridiculous.
cost you anything. It's literally just thinking around the box.
Right.
Well, I think it's about time to wrap this up. What do you got to shout out, man? What's going on?
What do I got? Oh, now I just have the shout out thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to my website, masongreerfilms.com. You can check out all my work that's public at the time on there. Shout out to, what else can I shout out?
Anything? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. What do you got?
You can shout out. Oh yeah, shout out to my Instagram is at hybrid hoodlum.
Okay.
It's HYBR. Spelling HYBRIDHOODLUM.
Okay. Awesome. And all of this stuff will be in the description. Before this podcast goes out, we'll be in touch, and I'll get all that information and get you good to go.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Mason, for coming out. It's been amazing.
Absolutely, it's been fun.
Yeah, dude. We gotta have you come back on the show for
Well,
sure.
I gotta come back and play Assassin's Creed is what I gotta do.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
100%.
But we might do the podcast again, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure gonna do Assassin's Creed. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Definitely.
and that'll be good. It'll be good times.
Dope.
All right, man. Well, you have a good day, and I will see you guys next week. Peace out.
If you liked this episode of the podcast, please be sure to subscribe and follow on whatever your listening application of choice may be. That way, you can get notifications every Wednesday when we upload a brand new episode. If you're listening to this via audio podcast format, you can watch the video for this episode on YouTube, DTube, or pretty much any other platform where video can be natively distributed. Please be sure to like, comment, and share to get the conversation rolling and build out this community of like-minded professionals so we can learn from each other and share our stories. Links to all the products I use to make this content are down in the description below, as well as all the links for our fantastic guest and what we talked about in this episode. If you would like to further show your support for the channel, you can find out how you can be a direct supporter on Patreon or Anchor in the description below. Or you can make your way over to shopmichaelbisbell.com and get yourself some awesome new merch from our collection of designs or one of the digital tools to help accelerate your own brand forward. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of The Wednesday Wanderer. I look forward to seeing you back here next week.